side. It's the grand finals. Once again, big welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here. Yalla Compass. It's the final game of the tournament. $300,000 in prize pool on the line, and we're ready for a rush straight into the A-bomb site. The dualies not really hitting the shots, but finally, Nade2 and Glaive is there with a couple of crisp USP shots before cmtry answers back. And it's a 2 versus 3. They're kind of boxed in right now. Whether they know it or not, there's a set of dualies behind them on Kaspersky, so they got to be very careful here. Chance for a reload, but NaVi Junior, they're feeling the pressure, and Krabani, yeah, shut down. They had no clue. But it's a good start. 5 Tech-9s. There was one point in time where this was common on the T side. Back when Olofmeister was still terrorizing the server. And now it's back again. Not really to the same effect. Somebody go back and study Olof if you want to learn how to use the Tech-9. It's going to be dziugss going down right at the end. So actually nobody even dies at all on the CT side.
Ops on the server. But ENCE do have that 3-0. Thing is though, $700 for SDY, $1,400 for Glaive because of that previous round. So ENCE need to make sure that they don't allow any casualties to come through early on here, but the pressure is definitely on NaVi Junior. T side of Anubis, you finally got yourself some rifles, gotta put them to use.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is that if NaVi Junior give it this round, there's a chance that ENCE almost have what they need in the first half already. Makazze, though, insane pickups in the middle, gets 2 kills for it. Demon's gonna get a kill, but finally will get traded up because Kaspersky. So 2 versus 4 here as we go into still 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the round, and easy pickup there. So the round sliding the way of NaVi Junior, absolutely essential that it does here. And say for Poddy, I mean, you could stick around and try and find a kill or 2, but actually winning the round is probably not in the cards here. It's going to take down cmtry, and now it's just about trying to save that rifle.
So they're in a very comfortable position. NaVi Junior in the meanwhile, though, going to be hunting down to try and take out the Finn of Poddy.
He absolutely made it work somehow. And not just with the AWP, I would say, also with the rifle in general. He was so good at doing all of it. Speaking of which, he's going to take that first one, but the flash against him is amazing. Nade2 follows it up, and they trade favorably. Lose the AWP, but that's probably still going to be worth it here. Puts a little bit of a slowdown on NaVi Junior, whose job is not done. They still have to keep ENCE really low. They need to win this round and drop the economy once again. Glaive is making that very hard. They blow open the smoke, but the Dane almost ready for it. He's got the USP up. He's fairly almost hitting the shot there, and not quite going to be available to him. Now falls back. Bomb's being planted in front here. And SDY is so close to getting the kill, but the bomb is planted.
May not get the kill, but he's weakened cmtry up, and makazze, who is already low, has been finalized by Glaive's HE. 31 HP remains for cmtry. Did take that shot through the wall, blew his legs off. Nice first shot. This would be an unreal play, but he's been smoked out. Can't really overstay his welcome. Molotov down to try and deny the bomb defusal, but with the kit, there was never any hope of making that a reality. He is able to at least back away and save the AWP, so a small saving grace, but BT start 4 rounds already on Anubis. They'll be loving this.
There was a moment in time there, just a little clip playing in my mind of him actually landing the Molotov deep enough, and like you said, also with the kit, you have to pretty much land it before they actually start defusing. But incendiary out, grenade on top, smoke down in front. Nade2, really, just the protocols here are working for him. They're pushing right through. The FAMAS in the corner. No one's checked it because nobody could see anything. In fact, dziugss just decides, I'm going to just leave it alone. I don't care. I'm going to run in and catch Glaive, who did not see that speed coming, and that's it. They're going to be saving right now. There's no question about it. I can't believe one of them just ignored the FAMAS and just continued on the mission. I'm gonna kill Glaive towards that camp position, no matter what happens.
Ooh, that's a bit unnecessary from Krabini. You have the bomb down. I guess was anticipating that they wouldn't be this close and would have already backed away, but the FAMAS, rather than maybe being blinded, I'll be curious to see that on the replay.
I think you're right. I definitely think that's the case, that they just couldn't see it. Again, this isn't really a particularly good buy. They don't have a lot of an economy either, so really important early on to make this work if they can. So spam through the doors. cmtry unable to hit the shot in return. It's the MP9 for Glaive. Shuts down makazze, and suddenly 5 versus 3, and a bit of desperation coming out here for NaVi Junior. A chance for ENCE to step right back into the first half. 4 rounds, I'd say it's already very good. If they could get 5 already, and especially with these MP9s just wreaking havoc. It's glaive out there in front fighting. Really taking up the role as the, SMG IGL, which has become such a popular thing, and it's so annoying to deal with. Works beautifully here.
That's one thing that glaive is extremely good at doing. I'll hold that thought for a second, because this 1v2 is actually winnable. Jiugss has already picked up 3. Oh, he fakes out. But he doesn't realize there's a player that's close, so he knows he hasn't dropped into window. There's no reason for Poddy to make moves away. He is stuck behind the smoke.
Kaspersky's actually proactively rotating here, so he's got a good internal clock telling him, alright, he's probably not going to be falling back now, so he's a lot closer than maybe dziugss is going to be ready for here. Throws out a grenade, but shot at the side. Kaspersky, kind of just a lot of the movement here, working out very well for him. Down to 16 health. And still plenty of time. Smoke has faded there towards main. Gotta be careful. Push right into it. Only one of them was really looking. And Natu got shot down. Glaive wanted to push in and look towards dark. And now they're running straight through the smoke to try and see if they can beat the timing. SDY gonna get the one. Glaive with the other one. Nice taps. 3 bullets left. And it's just dziugss here. 1 versus 2. He's trapped in the corner and ultimately taken down. They're both low on health at the end. But ENCE winning it. You get them clapping in the background. The audience is loving this moment right here. And they should be.
I mean, looking at the big picture as well, as we have a little bit of downtime for a few moments, I would expect this to go 3 maps, Anders, assuming that ENCE do convert this. Next up is Ancient, and we saw NaVi Junior just absolutely body Eclot on Ancient earlier. They're very good on it. So,
on the NaVi Junior side, so winning this round is an absolute must.
I really think that this is Glaive's individual, the best map. He's always performing on it. SDY is going to trade back and forth, and Kaspersky up close. Glaive is there. Goes back in for seconds. Decent damage inflicted to both the remaining NaVi Junior players. But importantly, they have control over B, and they're getting the plant down.
Grenade goes maybe just a bit too deep. I thought maybe that could have got a kill on at least one of them. But yeah, bomb planted. And Natu and SDY setting up for the retake. They've got the kits, but no real utility to play with. cmtry, nasty angle there. Tapping away and doing a little bit of damage. Going to throw out the grenade around the corner to slow down. Natu is completely blocked, and dziugss coming in for it with a nice couple of kills. But I think that actually landing right on top of their face was... Yeah, it's a shame that they let go so many rounds in the beginning. It does buy a lot of space for ENCE to make a bit of a comeback into the second half. We'll see. It's SDY with the rifle. That's about the best weapon that they have. But again, the aggression for glaive. That SMG just so frustrating.
It's like they can't get settled. Every time NaVi Junior try and take a pause for breath and figure out where they're throwing their nades, they're just getting pushed. They're getting bullied, slapped around by Glaive and Kaspersky. The 3v3 down. Both teams an even keel, but the arsenal weaponry will favor NaVi Junior. Makazze's also giving them that advantage. The timing here, though. The switch weapon I thought was going to get dziugss killed, but he stands his ground. Kaspersky from the back. But again, the plant down on the B side as the CT's trying to scamper in. Kaspersky on 7 HP, though. As soon as he comes out into the open, he's going to be a goner. And so 6-6.
I guess he's fully focused at this stage. A couple of dualies been picked up here on the NaVi Junior side. A lot of utility on the ENCE side. I think makes me think it's instantly an A kind of executed. Just with that much utility, especially with the Molotovs here. So many positions to burn out. Oh my god, they might not even need them. Kaspersky just casually clicking away like, I don't know, he's at the shooting range, shooting gallery, just taking down Demon and Makazze both.
Oof. Good shot from Krabini. SDY is not going to have any opportunity to... Earlier on, Krabini dealing with SDY. The timing here, and that's why he was hanging around. That's why he was allowing himself to be activated. The Julie spraying and praying, but only one of those prayers was answered. And now cmtry needs to go above and beyond. Down to 57 already, being flanked in from his right-hand side. And he'll know that Kaspersky was last spotted in mid. So he'll have a good read of this position. The only downside here for ENCE is the bomb is dropped, so they have to go into the lines then, but there's too many. And they will eventually send him packing for the second pistol. ENCE regain the lead once more. 30 of those were in the first 20 rounds, so in regulation. And then Mirage, he was 20-9. in a complete demolition 13-4 scoreline. So, just unreal. Into this round, though, early on, damage and an entry from who else but the pole powerhouse himself. And SDY is going to rinse through another player. It's just clinical. It's so easy for ENCE.
Yeah, almost no resistance. By the time it's too late, they'll get the kill on Kaspersky, but that shouldn't really matter. And look at the protocols here. ENCE taking nothing for granted. They know there's got to be somebody anchoring the A-bomb site that they haven't found yet. And they're just going to keep throwing more Molotovs at him. Solve the problem with fire. Duke's going to be getting that first one. Spins around, but there's just more players behind him. And Demon, you can't do anything, unfortunately. You're going to have to stay far away from the action. But one of the downsides of having so much focus on them and them sort of occupying the entire Polish scene was the fact that there was almost no talent development behind them. Is he going to try and go for one more entry? We're down to 30 seconds now. They're setting up. There's only one player at that A-bomb site. And the deep Molotov here is going to be set up. It's Kaspersky with another entry, assisted by the earlier HEs. Now, he will be going down to makazze, but still 20 seconds, and they are slowly but surely pushing onto the site. They need to get around this corner here. makazze, if he can win the fight, and he can. Potty goes down, 11 seconds. The bomb being attempted, but I don't think they have a chance right now. They're so slowed down. ENCE, they might have overcooked it a little bit. Nice shot from cmtry, and the clock has run down. And nothing that SDY could do but try and keep the M4 alive. As NaVi Junior actually finally find around, and he shut him down as well. And look at the rest of the rotation for NaVi Junior. They have such great intel on what's happening, and ENCE don't realize yet, but most of this has already been figured out. Nice shot for cmtry. Demon goes down. Krabani actually going to get shut down as well. Gotta be careful here that you don't lose control of the round. You had it lined up for you, but it's not quite over yet. Kaspersky in the 1 versus 3, and he's going to pick up the first one. Still has the bomb, and about 30 seconds here, 40 seconds. This can be won by him.
They sure can. May need somebody else to lend him a helping hand. He's going to try and go it solo here, though. Does have the main position alongside him. They do have a smoke, though, they can toss in. Lack of kick could be a problem, but cmtry connects the shot. And I think that reaction says it all. He knows he was on the brink of pulling that off. So close and yet so far.
If they can win this next one, NaVi Junior, then the conversation opens up again, and maybe they can start to make a bit of a comeback here. They need some of their players warmed up, but they're not doing too badly all of a sudden here. It's SDY, though, the jump through with the MAC-10, and dziugss just can't stand up to it. Bomb plant sure to follow us. The rest of ENCE flood onto the A-bomb side.
This is precisely why, Anders, I have no problem when ENCE decide, or glaive, I should say, decides to execute with like 10 seconds. Because then when you throw in just a straight-up rush, it catches the opposition totally off guard. Now, they still need to convert from here. The weaponry is definitely against them. Oh, there's a way forward there for Glaive with the MAC-10. The spray not quite there for Potty, though. Only gets one. A low, weakened SDY has managed to snake his way around the smoke, but another one's been deployed on the side. It's going to have to give his position away by charging in, and Demon fends him away. NaVi Junior bring the deficit down to just the 1. And they're straight back in this matchup.
Very, very nice retake. Obviously, ENCE lacking some of the weapons that you would have wanted, but still, that's not necessarily easy to pull off here. Demon, nice shot onto Natu, and holds the line at the end for the defuse. So, under a minute, and the bomb, still not really sure where to go with it. You could see the back at T-spawn. They can go wherever they want at the moment. They're waiting for something, and in the middle, it is Krabani pushing up, but he'll fish that kill onto Glaive. And so much time off the clock. That's really well played.
Timing is spectacular there. Takes the kill, just backs away. ENCE can't do anything about it, but they are sneaking in. Demon, though, using the pillar to have his back covered. STY, forward position. Even if he does pick off one, it's going to have to be more than that. As they start to wrap around from the main side, suddenly there's only one defender left, and it is makazze. I mean, he's trying to stop the rotation come through from the A side of the map, but it doesn't necessarily need to be there for much longer. Ooh. Because the site has been taken. I say that as they deny the bomb plant, and everything unravels in front of ENCE's eyes. 5 seconds to go, gonna have to stick on the bomb plant. They'll successfully get it down because cmtry stuck behind the pillar. But his teammate has to come full circle. cmtry with the flick. SDY all that remains, and as he goes back in, he's going to fall prey to the AWPer. And NaVi Junior now take the lead.
It is, and also the 2-2 allows for a really forward CT position here, so they're going to be really fast to rotate through that dark one. I mean, it's a question of timing right now, but that A defense is not going to be stationary. They're already pushing out now, trying to get down to the river. This could be a sick timing coming out for NaVi Junior. It's been spotted by Poddy, I think. Krabani's burned alive, and they're going to find Demon as well. I don't think Poddy knows. He knows about the deep player, but not sure where dziugss is. He's all the way in front. The bomb being stopped again. Another shot. nade2 goes down, and clock is running out. cmtry. He's right here. Throws in the grenade, and it might just blow him open. He's going to barely live through that one, and the bomb gets planted. He knows where somebody is there, but he's going to get glaive and a headshot on Kaspersky. What a sick clutch. And disaster strikes the ENCE camp here. They had the round again. They really did. But again, the retake from Dark, it catches them off guard. There's always one more player coming in for that retake. And again, they end up losing it.
cmtry clutching with an AWP for a double, and this time with the A1S. A different weapon, the same outcome.
Yeah, SDY. I mean, he tried to do something like that last round towards that dark position. He's really, really trying to force his way back into the game. Oh dear, Kaspersky. I have no idea what happened. I don't know how he hit that shot either. We're gonna have to see that from his point of view. Been slowly moving forward here. SDY battle, and yes, I'm gonna get the easy spray down. Timing couldn't have been any better. Krabani blows up.
Oh, glaive. He's decided it's his time to step things up. So screw it, I'll do it myself. And ENCE have picked up the round. 2 hugely impactful entries for glaive. Wouldn't this just be a classic for us to hit yet another overtime today? While watching ENCE, they are addicted to OTs, it would seem. That's assuming they can still get this round and make it theirs. Looking good. Kaspersky opening his account alongside Poddy, and the B site is ripe for the taking. Flashing away Krabini. And his teammate is partner in crime with dziugss, who's had a lot of hugely impactful moments. I mean, surely a 2v5 is asking too much. Can this really happen?
See, they're doing such great work here, ENCE. Even though they could have just fought them straight up and probably won anyway, but they throw the smokes, the flashes, and everything else. They really, really make sure. And they're going to get the flank at the end of overtime. In effect, ladies and gentlemen, perfect for the grand final, isn't it? Super, super well done.
To kick off the day. So, I mean, the guy's had a long old day of carrying. Let him off if he has a couple of weaker moments. Double entry in play. makazze, aggression, double stack for the main push, but SDY catches him as it looks like he was trying to juggle weapons. I'm not entirely sure why he was still in that position, but he gets punished all the same.
Yeah, he wanted to pick it up. It's one of those things, I think, where he wasn't quite close enough, so it looked insanely awkward. Probably, you know, hitting G to try and see if he could swap out the weapons, but not quite able to. Krabani, dziugss, 2 versus 3 here. ENCE, I feel like, fortunate to get back in. I don't know how makazze got both the kills on the spray down there, because they were at different elevations. Oh, don't tell me it's going to be another retake coming in from this dark position. They've done it so many times already, NaVi Junior, but this time SDY sends them a little bit further away. Good shot. This Krabani instead, and leaves Kaspersky. Now would be a good time for the peek as they're throwing a grenade. Actually, that grenade is going to block off his teammate. That's not ideal, but it might not matter at all. The captain will do the job. Just leave dziugss out of it. Nice double for Krabani, and the retake looks pretty solid here.
Spot on, though. Like, if Kaspersky takes down Krabini there, he effectively Molotoved his teammate, put him in prison in con. that could have been really awkward. Oh, well. You got it done anyway, so no harm, no foul, I guess. 13-12. Enough healthy bodies that they can hold on to most of these angles. The flashbang through and a double wide swing again. But SDY was able to pivot out of the double doors, otherwise he would have been a dead man. It's going to put a lot more pressure on makazze, though. Oh, they nearly line up for a double. One may be good enough, though, because now the information comes through that it is going to be a B-sided hit. And although they've been smoked off for the time being, they will have the player advantage once it clears.
There is an incendiary picked up there from SDY. Gotta wonder if there's a way to put that in to use double HE as well. ENCE have some interesting utility for the after part, but they do need to win some fights. Shot onto Krabani is very low already, and Poddy just trying to stay alive in the corner. Duke's going to be going down at the same time. And this bomb is ticking already quite a bit. Nice shot onto Glaive, but it's not done yet. Poddy, nice shot at range. He just played it so safely against Krabani, and those are the kind of moments where you really want to see him step up. It's also SDY, I think, hitting a quad kill in that round, up to 22 overall. What an important round for ENCE.
Yeah, when you consider that at one stage, Kaspersky was 20 kills and 9 deaths, and we were discussing how top-heavy it was when that comeback started. Ceasefire called, but it is the T's that are pushing up close into the smoke.
Oh.
I think that's Glaive.
Yeah, but look at this on the CT side as well. They want to go for it. Flash is devastating. Poddy had no chance to do anything about that. And now they're going to be walking through. This is a sick move from Glaive. I can't believe he's getting away with this. He does fire a bit early and gets traded out, unfortunately. But still, it's created a bit of a distraction. The bomb is in T-spawn, but there's also a CT player that's essentially flanking this forward push. It's all-out chaos. ENCE, they might end up losing this A position before they can even get the bomb there.
Oh, he's sneaking up on them. Does he just go B? I think B actually is the call here. He knows multiple players are going to be on the A side. That's why, can SDY survive? And the answer is no.
Now, I don't know if he's done that level of research, but it's not that hard. It really isn't. That would be a disgust. Oh, no, they've picked up a smoke in the meantime. I don't think they had one, but now they do. So whatever the play is, the Molotov is not going to be the most efficient way to do it. Now it becomes about the pure kills instead. Doesn't quite get the headshot there, and they'd already thrown the smoke just to be absolutely safe. That is not what they were looking for here. NaVi Junior, a little bit worse for wear at the start of the second half of overtime. Duke's going to be taking down Poddy, and Swing comes in. SDY is just so aggressive. He's back to that fearless Counter-Strike that we saw earlier in the semi-final, and it's incredibly enjoyable. He just...
In the meanwhile, though, NaVi Junior throwing down the smokes onto the key choke points of Heaven and the cams. And so they don't really want to send anyone in here to try and deny the bomb plant because they have strength in numbers. The other side of that, though, is if Demon gets that entry back through into Nightsuit, there's a way forward. cmtry picked up a bunch of clutches when he's on the CT side.
I wonder if he got spotted. It did almost look like Nate could have had a chance to see him, but now it's the AWP. They definitely didn't realize that. He just back turned to the AK. And a couple of kills to break open this A defense completely. SDY back here. Smoker's up as well. Does he really want to try and come through it? It's going to be Glaive on the one side, but they both get absolutely slapped out of the round. Dziugss again. He's a monster. 24 kills, a triple in this round. And that means NaVi Junior are going to have a chance here to win the map in the next round.
It doesn't stop the fact that NaVi Junior, against the odds, being taken into OT, being a massive deficit at one point at 10-6 behind.
Again, like we said, not too many opportunities. Nate shuffling around an AWP back there on the high ground, but it's a very slow start for NaVi Junior. Flash out coming in. They are hearing that. Kaspersky, all right. Still eats Demon, no chance.
See a world there where he just double dink Glaive in the back of the head, but SDY, doesn't matter with his flash, doesn't matter if there's smokes in his eyes, he's still going to have his in mid. And it's looking like they will take us to second OT. It's up to a moment of individual brilliance, perhaps, as Dziugss tries to get up close, does get the first frag, but he's heavily tagged in the process. 24 HP left. They've managed to brute force their way onto the site, though, for enough of the post plant. So maybe, just maybe, ENCE may fumble this yet.
They really wanted to find some utility there, I think, but there's none. They just have no grenades. It's down to good old-fashioned Counter-Strike. Mechanics with the AK. For ENCE, setting up a little bit here. Grenade will blow up in Dziugss. That doesn't make anything any easier. 2 versus 4, now into a 1 versus 4. The cmtry, just too many people on the other side. Great work.
Well, they're crawling, like you're just on their back. Exactly. Takes 15 minutes for you to enter the building, but it's worth it, of course.
Yeah. We'll workshop that some more. Oh, Kaspersky, he's so aggressive. We're out of that timeout into double OT, and he's like, you know what? They're not going to be ready for this, and they certainly weren't. What a wild play.
Yeah, I love that he utilized his spawn. Had the best spawn for the mid-push, and used every single step to his advantage. SDY also helped him out. Picked up a kill of his own. A second as well in middle for SDY.
Look at the push out of B.
Really good performance again.
They've already pushed out of B this whole time while SDY was in the middle. Kaspersky's a bit awkward. Maybe the grenade can get the job done. Hunting him down. He's just barely alive, but they get Kaspersky. There's 7 and 4 health left here on the NaVi Juniors. They can't win this round. Not with 11 health combined. I'm not buying it. I don't believe it all.
And like you mentioned, there was a rotation already from Glaive, so I think he sat underneath the bridge, underneath the window, in case they tried to rotate back. Maybe it is.
No.
Maybe they'll make a believer out of you yet, Anders.
Stop. He's got a grenade, so if he gets the first one and throws it on the high ground, no! 11 health and a 2 versus 2 clutch. NaVi Junior, they have no business. So they've used all their luck in this round. That is disturbing, to say the least. And ENCE, they might not even know how low they were. When they watch the demo, they are going to hate Counter-Strike for at least a couple of hours.
2v4. A 2v4 that you've lost. In second OT at the grand finals and put you on the back foot instantly. Kaspersky, nade out, good damage done. And more importantly, it stops them from pushing in with the incendiary. But now they're going to be throwing in their own grenades. They're counteracting, counter-striking onto the site. Demon removes the header body. And now the floodgates open. The site is theirs.
Just relentless here. The madness continues. Nade 2. Nice pre-fires. The smoke was clearing up, but more grenades being thrown in. Slow them down. The smoke should put a bit of an end to it, but actually way too much success for ENCE early on. They're powering through, blowing open the smoke. I can't believe they're so successful. cmtry trying to clutch it again, but ENCE getting away with murder on this one. Yeah, they're so locked in right now. Not worried about the double OT. Not worried about the fact that they're playing ENCE at all. They said as much in the interview earlier. SDY, nice kill. But unfortunately, the flash was a bit too much and he ends up going down. It's makazze. We'll see if he's going to find it. I mean, he has to basically get 2 kills before they even know what's going on here. And from the looks of it, he might just almost get shot in the back again. The time to kill for some of these young NaVi players, it's almost wonder if that was designed to maybe stop, you know, a bit of a late smoke that could have been coming in. But none of that's happening at the moment. Trade comes through. Poddy escaping the flames. He's taken a bit of damage, perhaps. And they're still pushing out aggressively, trying to win this fight. How are they getting away with that? That should have been a bit of a shutdown. Now they're fighting nade 2. They just don't care, NaVi Junior. It is a 2 versus 2, and they just keep the battle happening. They've already been found out. ENCE, I'm almost furious on their behalf here. How do they have the guts, NaVi Junior, to just keep pushing in spite of the fact that, you know, they're pushing into a choke point where the T's are on the other side waiting for them, and they know they're coming.
I love this instant rotation from cmtry as well, though, but walk through the smoke. Kaspersky switching to the sidearm. P2000 doesn't get the kill, but Glaive down at 12, and cmtry's already up close. But this is where that game sense comes in. Glaive realizes, right, I'm low HP. Chances are they've gone for a rotation. I need to just clear my back line.
Really comes down to this, but you're absolutely right, though. Even the low health here, it might not really be that much of a difference at the moment. cmtry has, I think, smartly picked up an AK at the same time. Gonna be rushing for it. Bomb does get planted. There is a smoke and a Molotov on either side, but I think Glaive has already used his, throwing them straight out there. We'll see if he can find a place to hide. cmtry sneaking in, and Glaive in the smoke, holding his breath, trying to stay real silent. Just got the volume up at 200, hoping that cmtry makes a mistake. It's going to be a tap on the bomb, and Glaive, ice cold, falls further back. He's not biting, he's actually countering it. He calls the bluff, and now the Molotov comes out. Glaive has to peek into it. There's no choice beyond that. If he had a bit more health, then maybe it could have worked, but it's another clutch, this time a 1 versus 1 for cmtry.
I think that's his 3rd clutch he's picked off on the B site now. By himself, he's just running rampant on this half of the map. I love the idea from Glaive. I think he played that about as well as he could have.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it wasn't good enough because of his low HP. And you're completely spot on. He had to peek it. If he goes on the other side of the temple, it's just going to be a defuse, and the round's done anyway. So out into the open he comes, and cmtry once again.
I doubt if you're going to be ready for makazze now. He's pushing a little bit further away, but there's a chance here that ENCE go into the bomb site. Even if they find the entries, makazze is probably going to be there quickly to shoot them in the back. It's down to 23 seconds. They're still not... They don't have the read, NaVi Junior. They don't actually know ENCE are about to recommit into this one, but the incendiary to slow them down. What an insane timing. 13 seconds left. cmtry again landing a shot. This should be enough to hold them back, and they do get a couple of headshots here. makazze, like I said, showing up in the dark, and it's enough to slow them down. There's no time. He can't plant the bomb. makazze to end it, and in double over to NaVi Junior to steal away the map pick of ENCE.
Delight for NaVi Junior and devastation for ENCE. They had the chance, a 10-6 lead that went into multiple overtimes. Yeah, exactly. This roster deserves to stay together and deserves a little bit more. Done, and Kaspersky splattered by cmtry, who was the top fragger on the side of NaVi Junior on Anubis. makazze, though, dialing in with the Glock. And NaTe and SDY both trying to scramble together, see if they can play as a united force here and get back onto the site. They've already picked off one, but in this post plant, Demon's already posting up close. And the other two players watching for the CT spawn, which is now going to have a smoke just dwindling away. He was thinking about fully investing and fully committing down on the ramp side, but NaTe now is going to start to make moves in. SDY needs to pivot and play off him. And although he's had a couple of opportunities, he's not really fully grabbed on with both hands. Will be punished by both hands of Demon with those Julies, and NaTe has to back off. NaVi Junior will take the first round of Ancient. Three players now making moves, throwing Donut as well, so they're going to try and take a bit of middle for themselves. Go just as SDY turns his back. Oh, it's a nightmare. They didn't have cat control, and so they get pincered from above and dice down to size. And although Kaspersky did nail the first shot down to 19 HP in Temple, he's only got a Mac 10 as well, so prospects of getting the kill quick are pretty low.
Can't just be up to a couple of players. They really need the whole...
Let's play to our mechanical skill, our entry fragging capabilities, not think too much about rotations, not think too much about protocols. And so far it's worked so well for them. It's just been a blitzkrieg on the site one more time. This time it is the Lithuanian getting involved, and it's more of the same. Almost a carbon copy of the previous round, the same result. Maybe there's a way forward for SDY, who puts down two more bodies. A 3K for him. But NaVi Junior still in with a shot in a 1-on-3. The bomb, though, is down to the deck.
He actually wanted to go for the wallbang, didn't he? What a bold play. They are pushing up in front of him. He's got 14 bullets left, and there maybe would have been a chance. It's NaTe and SDY combining for that last kill. But you're right, SDY with a triple.
Don't just run and gun it back onto the B site. They've been thwarted. The first time they've tasted defeat on Ancient. Getting close. In amongst the smoke, Poddy. But they're not going to expect the second player to be here. Now the backstab comes in. Trades up to the AK, and Glaive's going to do it himself. 2 kills, but that's where he falls down.
Still a 3-on-3. Not out of the woods yet on this one. Moving forward, Kaspersky. Defeated by the boost. It's makazze again. Lightning fast. He's 11-1. It's just so impressive. We knew it coming in to the playoffs. Everyone's known, if you've been watching any of the NaVi Junior games, you know exactly what this guy is about, but seems to be hitting an all-time high level in the second map of the grand final. I mean, you can't think of a better time to really step it up. SDY deleted again. It's makazze finding another headshot. NaTe reveals his position. And makazze, he's going to fight him. Why wouldn't he? He's going to go down eventually, but I don't even blame him for it. He's just so hot right now that you might as well try and see if you can bully NaTe out of the clutch, and even then, he's got a smoke and a kit, so maybe you can try and get that onto the bomb and run in there, but they have a bit of a crossfire setup, but they're already going to shut it down. Krabani says absolutely not allowed.
And Glaive, of course, over 30.
Which is still young, I've got to say that, Vince.
It is still young by most metrics, right?
Incredibly
young.
But
in CS terms, yeah, Copium.
Kaspersky got blown up and makazze snuck through. It's absurd. It's absolutely disgusting. He got the entry with an HE, then he snuck through the smoke to just kept on punishing them. Now he's taking down Poddy just to add to it. Another triple kill. He's 16-2. Glaive gets the 1. He was ready for makazze to peek it. It's going to be maybe a little bit later. Setting up a flash on the 1. And actually, Glaive doing some work here to try and get his team back into it. A triple for the Danish captain, and he hits the headshot. All right, he shut it down. It's about time. It feels like, honestly, it's too late, but someone has to change that.
And typically, you know, to have a bit of a vibe change, you're going to be looking to IGL. And if he can't rally the troops in terms of his speech, he can do it in terms of his performance. A 4K in the round.
I'm not seeing many sprays. He is just clicking people away. Glaive will take down Krabani here, but it's Nade2 following it up. Duke's finally going to be going down, but there is a bit of a flank coming in. Orp to take another kill. Poddy finally finding some success. Up to 4 as he drops Demon. The cmtry known to bring him a clutch or 2, but this one would be very hard to do. Gonna go for the bomb plant just to make sure they get a bit of extra cash, and they're all on top of him. So remember to bring a lot of money. It's expensive like all, I was about to say Scandinavian countries. That'll make the Finns angry, but Nordic countries, let's say. Demon goes down early. Nade2 started the warm-up. The Frenchman up to 12 kills at the moment, but Krabani's gonna sneak in a shot there on Kaspersky. Very risky to take that peek without any real backup. And I feel like he must have known someone was there, because there was a smoke thrown down to block the Molotov, so maybe just didn't hear it, or occupied otherwise. Sneaking out, speaking, and he shot at the back. It's Nade2. What's happened to the defense, Vince? Why are they all getting shot at the back?
Yeah, not on the same wavelength at all. They're trying to desperately watch one angle, and it's just like NaVi Junior unrelenting. Just filling in all the gaps simultaneously. Even though they lost the first player, to have the ability to just bounce back and be so fluid in every single T-half is just honestly wild. SDY spots a bit of prey. Last round of the half, of course, they're going to go in for this one, but that smoke is not going to help his teammate. Rabeni from the back, 8-4, halftime lead. NaVi Junior.
That is going to be criticized. It's going to feel so unfair if you watched all the rest of the playoffs, right? Because you're absolutely right. Because
Yes.
he is the engine that brought them here. But right now he's run out of gas a little bit. And speaking of which, makazze's just murdered him, trying to push through CT. Spawn, Demon's going to get a kill as well. They're all there. Every single member of NaVi Junior collapsing on that CT spawn position. And Poddy can't do it alone. 1 versus 5. He gets a kill.
In the grand finals, no less. Now, admittedly, there's some nerves, there's some anxiety on these very young shoulders, and yet they're still doing such a great job. Kaspersky in first, allowing himself to get in amongst the frags, but Ramini is there to deal the fatal damage. It is good for ENCE. AK's in play. Finally something to get excited about. Finally something to get happy about on that side of things. It must be so bleak, and makazze...
Ways to try and deal with it, but to be honest, there are no surefire ways. Very often you'll see NaVi Junior struggling to get back into position. For ENCE to at a minimum get a bomb plant, but it doesn't work out that way. Run boost up into the middle. They're going to go for it again. They want to try and see if they can put the pressure on Incendiary to try and slow them down. And cmtry pushing in front. He can't see a thing, but he lands a stray shot through the smoke, and dziugss shows up and sprays down the rest Glaive against the world, and it just can't be done. cmtry, 3 kills in that round.
They're going to have a bad eye. Maybe mentally just gone out of this finals now. Understandably so. makazze, though, he wants to try and get closer to that 30 bomb. Double spray is good. Wants a third, and although he doesn't get it, it doesn't matter. NaVi Junior on the brink of becoming the Yalla Compass champions. It's down to Glaive, down to some Die Young to try and save the day.
They found the bomb out here as well. Demon, he knows. It's stuck behind him now. Peeks into it, takes down SDY, and it's all up to the captain. A legend by name, but this is too much to handle. dziugss will take him down, and the champions, it's going to be NaVi Junior. Yalla Compass 2025. Look at the cams here. And we've got a champions movie you guys to enjoy, and just get a chance to catch up with our champions here. Krabani, you've won. You're in the first place. How does it feel?
It feels good. I think in the last month we put a lot of work. We didn't have so much official. We were practicing like 8 hours every day. And I think hard work pays off, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it quite a bit. There are a lot of teams who are playing in sort of the crazy world of online Counter-Strike, where you're just playing so many games every day. I mean, it also feels like you're one of these teams, you're hard to break. Even if you fall behind a bit, you always find a way to come back. Is that just because of the amount of Counter-Strike being played?
Maybe it can be, but in some, I don't know. Yeah, I think, yeah, maybe because of that, because we play a lot. Yeah, can be. I don't know really for this question.
What's the next step at this point? I'm sort of curious. This is a $300,000 tournament, and you guys end up taking down everyone. You guys surely going to get a chance to play on LAN at some point. You know, how's the team feeling about that? That has to be the next step for you.
Yeah, we were discussing before the final. We're discussing that probably after we win this tournament, we're gonna get maybe some invite for LAN. But I think it's gonna be still hard because NaVi, you know, if NaVi plays the tournaments, you know, we cannot compete there. So I hope we will get the chance in some tournaments because now we already broke the record. I think now we are top 23 in Valve ranking in world. Like with Academy, it was top 26. So I think it's something very good what we did.
That's incredible, man. Like, massive congratulations. That's got to feel amazing. I'm not going to take up much more of your time because I'm sure you want to go celebrate, enjoy this victory, a well-deserved victory. As you say, hard work does pay off, and the massive congratulations. Do you have anything to say to your friends or family or fans that are watching, you know, that you can say to those guys that have been supporting you through all of this journey?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone for support, and I want to say one more thing is that I don't know, I see everywhere on Twitter and HLTV, everyone is hyping only Kyusuke, but no one kind of hype makazze. He's been like playing insanely, and I think people were not speaking too much about him. That's it, I don't have any more.
That's beautiful. Listen, we're not going to keep you any longer. I couldn't agree more, makazze, but I mean, there's a lot of other players to highlight, I believe. Real Captain highlighting the other players. I appreciate that. Granny, thank you, and congratulations to you and the team. We won't keep you any longer. Hope to see you on LAN real soon. That would be a real treat. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, see ya. Bye-bye.
It's fantastic. He's not wrong though. makazze is there, but I mean, take your pick. It's such a well-rounded team. In some sense, like it is a shame that they are.